right, we're back with more Vintage Cube for you guys' viewing pleasure and my playing pleasure. First pack, pretty easy Mox Sapphire. Can never go wrong with a Mox. What else are we working with here? I mean, Oko, Toxic Deluge, those are respectable first picks as well, but Mox, head and shoulders above. And yeah, let's quickly just see what we're passing here. Next guy's gonna take Oko. Then I expect something like Toxic to go. And aside from that, I mean, Raven is fine, Epicure fine, Llanowar Elf's fine in their respective monocolored decks, but nothing to write home about. There's also a Crucible. I'll take note of that. Okay, this is a pack. This is a pack with a lot of cards on similar power level. We have Palantir. That card is going to be in 99.9% of all my decks. We have Pest Infestation, great card, splashable, kills a bunch of things. We have super solid 2-mana counter in Memory Lapse. Then we have Troll for fixing and reanimation shenanigans. Then we have a fetch land and a good trial land. This is a lot of stuff. Let's see, where do I want to go today? Where do I want to go today? I'm going to take the Memory Lapse here, which is, I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the options I just named. Let's say the Mox is another color, then I might take another card. Let's say it's black, I'd probably take Troll. Let's say it's green, I'd probably take Pest. Let's say it's white or red, I'd probably take Palantir. Like, it's super close. Don't fault anyone for taking any of those options. Okay, now I'm going to follow that up with a Fury. Fury is awesome to pitch, awesome to hardcast. I'm not taking it over any good blue card, and it's the best card in the pack, followed by Ignoble Hierarch, Lurrus, Adeline, maybe. Pretty nice Fury. And I can follow that Fury up with a Lightning Bolt. So the good thing about Lightning Bolt is it's going to be good in any deck with red mana. So it's not really like a burn card or whatever. It's just super solid, even as a removal spell out of blue-red control. Fire Rise and Pyromancer and Malcolm. That's actually a lot of cards I want in my Izzet deck, but didn't happen this time. Okay, so here I actually have a good choice between Subtlety and Oliphant. Oliphant is hopefully going to be mana fixing. Subtlety is going to be a good tempo play. That's not an obvious play. I'll try and take the Oliphant, the tiebreaker being I already have a Fury, so if one of my lands are actually a red card, that can help me pitch Fury, but Subtlety would also be super solid in that spot. Okay, the next pack here, we have Burst Lightning, super solid. We have Metamorph, and that's basically it, unless we're speculating on, you know, going away from the blue, and we could take a land. But I think as long as there's a Burst Lightning here, Burst Lightning is enough good that I'll stay on track. Let's say this card wasn't here, I'd probably be looking at one of the two lands. Okay, so it looks like blue is just not open. I might try and go into mono red here. And the way to do that is take the Grim Lavamancer. Grim Lavamancer is not anything to write home about, but it's decent and can really shine against creature matchups or I guess creature matchups, because 1, kills their creatures, small creatures. 2, it can win the game without, you know, being ahead on board. Okay, it looks like our plan is kind of coming to fruition here. I like Rapid Battery. This card is more than just like a 1-1 with haste and a small upside. Like, just imagine, I've won games equipping Fury, getting in for a bunch, like out of nowhere. This card can sometimes there's some combat math where you can scale your creatures in a good way. I like that card. And the Epicure Wield. So I guess mono red is just open, and we don't play this Memory Lapse, and the draft is, I'm not going to say autopilot, but it's going to be a lot more simple from here on out. Epicure, just decent 1-drop. Sometimes you have a little bit of artifact synergies with the blood. Sometimes you don't. Fine, no matter what. So here I can either take Arc Trail, which is like solid and destroys like creature mirrors, or I can speculate a little bit on the splash. I'll actually go for Arc Trail this time around. I wouldn't fault anyone for taking Ketria Triumph. The main point would be you can then play Minsk and Boo, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk. I don't mind. I don't mind if anybody likes that at all. Let's take the Flame Tongue. I think if red is just open and the packs break relatively good for us, we're not going to play it, but let's take it. Seasoned Pyromancer, 12th pick. That's usually a good sign that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing in the draft. So let's see, how did we get here? I think that's the most important thing. I went Mox Sapphire, Memory Lapse, Fury, Lightning Bolt, very textbook. Then I took Burst Lightning, and then I just got the red 1-drops. Yeah, I guess this is pretty textbook, but you need red in your range in order to get here. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there with, you know, a Memory Lapse and a bad blue card and a Mox Sapphire and hoping to get a good next pack, right? So yeah, I think this is pretty awesome. Like, even getting all those 1-drops late early, that's pretty cool. All right, next pack. Oof. Two of my favorite cards here. Library of Alexandria. I've played with this card for 20 years since I was a kid, and sometimes just win games on its own. But I played with this card for 20 minutes, I was about to say, but that's not true. For a couple of months, and Gut, True Soul Zealot, is the real deal. It's really just breaking open, stalled board state, kills quickly even. It doesn't even have to endanger itself to be good. I've talked about this card a lot. I guess I don't have to keep doing it. I'm taking Gut over Library here, and I can't really wheel anything out of this pack. I don't expect the Braid to come back. I would be stoked if it did. Ooh, baby! I love Ragavan. Ragavan is getting a lot of flack recently for being like a very high variance card, because sometimes it just wins the game turn 1, sometimes you draw it on turn 10 and it doesn't do anything. But the thing is, that's once you play like mono-red aggro, that's just the name of the game, right? Your Roldaran Epicure is not going to be insane later. The reality of the situation is, some percentage of the time Ragavan is going to be in your opener, some percentage of the time it's going to win the game in those spots. And that's what makes the card good, right? I hope to wheel the Fire Blast out of this pack. At this point, obviously we're passing some great cards, but we're not in the market for great cards. We're in the market for like bread and butter red cards to finish the job. So, at first glance, no good red card in this pack. Very true. Goblin Engineer is just not going to do anything in this deck. But Skullclamp is awesome. Skullclamp is good to dig into lethal burn. It's good to, let's say you just equip your Seasoned Pyromancer and attack. Either they take 3 damage, your mono-red deck is happy, or they block and you draw 2 cards, the mono-red deck is happy. So, Skullclamp, very awesome in aggro in my opinion. Okay, so now we're actually, now we're getting into the details. So, are we still speculating on blue power and we take the Volcanic Island? Are we focusing on creature matchups and take the Jiche? Or are we focused on Reanimator matchups and take the Soul Guide for the sideboard? All great options. I'm not going to fault anyone for doing either of those. And also, even notice, here's a great card for the deck, Goblin Rabblemaster. But I think with the deck being so open, I think it's actually okay to bolster some upside or bolster the sideboard. And I'm going to bolster the sideboard in this scenario. If you take the Rabblemaster, I'm not going to fault you at all. Let's see if this Soul Guide gets to be an insane card this draft. Okay, red is just super open. 5th pick Lelia is awesome, and I'm even passing up on a Flame Slash that would have been awesome as well. Lelia is one of the best 3-drops. I don't know if I like Gut, Lelia, Fable the Mirrorbreaker more, or even Bombardier, but that card is awesome. Okay, here was the first actual brick. Let's see, we have a white land in the sideboard. I think I'm supposed to take Misty Rainforest here, because I think that opens up the most splashes. It's that or Fire Covenant. But if I take Fire Covenant, I would still need to pick up... Maybe that's better. Okay, let's pick up Fire Covenant and see if we can get a Badlands or Blood Crypt or whatever before the draft ends. And then we have an insane sideboard card for aggro. That's better. I talked myself into it. Okay, now we can pick Ancient Tomb, which is good with Gut, Lelia, Flame Tongue, Fury, and Skullclamp. Or we can pick Embercleave, which is just good with small creatures in general. Like, that card is decent. It's not insane or anything, but it's decent. I'll try with Ancient Tomb. I think this is a good spot to take Ancient Tomb. So funnily enough, we have more Graveyard Hate versus a niche red-green land. I'm gonna take more Graveyard Hate. We did wield the Abrade. That's amazing. Okay. We add Abrade here. Sheldock still in the pack should be illegal. We also with the Fire Blast, but we kind of knew that. Awesome. This is like, just look at this. We have Flicker Wisp, decent card. Nissa, good card. Skyclave, good card. Pretty good pack, and we still kind of fly under the radar. Same thing here. We fly under the radar. Yeah, pretty nice. Let's take Hanger back. So let's say I'm really scrambling for playables, which is unlikely, but still possible, because I prioritized like mana stuff. Then we can just play a Hanger back. The card's insane with Guts. It's kind of bad with everything else, but yeah. Wouldn't be the end of the world to have like a tier 1 red deck with, let's say, a Hanger back and one more suboptimal card. I can't remember if I could wield the Ember Cleave. I think I could. I think I can wield like, oh my god. Yeah. 13th pick, Flame Slash. Incredible. Mutavault is even good. Can we also get the Ember Cleave? Okay. We also got the Ember Cleave. I'm gonna remove the Flame Tongue to the sideboard right away. Not sure if I can play Ancient Tomb, Mutavault, and Sapphire as colorless sources. Let's see. Okay, going into pack 3. Basically, I'm looking for the same stuff, right? I want cheap creatures, I want burn, and something I really like is something like Dismember to clear the way, even though it doesn't seem like much, but it's still kill your opponent's whatever creature, mid-range creature, and then you can keep attacking with the bad creature. So oftentimes, Dismember is like kill a creature, deal 3 to 5 damage. Okay, let's see. This is not a good pack. There's Chandra and a couple of fetches. So what I could be thinking about is how to make this Fire Covenant out of the sideboard be a reliable card. I think first picking this Restless Vents is the answer to that question, because this alone is not enough. But if I get like a Badlands or Blood Crypt, then I think it's enough. Then the question becomes, is it better to just take like Scalding Tarn in that spot? Because let's say somebody opened Lotus Ancestral, Lotus Time Walk. I get past Blue Power. I'm gonna be so happy. Also, the Oliphant is already a fetch. Tarn also helps with getting the Blood Crypt. Okay, I'm gonna take the Tarn here because I don't think I can play the Fire Covenant without finding a Blood Crypt or Badlands anyway, so. Okay, this is not anything super exciting, but Dragon Rage Channeler is solid. It's cool I have Oliphant, which puts a creature in the yard at a time where a creature wasn't supposed to be in the yard, so to speak. And I have a Sapphire I can mill over, another artifact here, artifact there. Yeah, this is good. Let's see. It's cool if we get there on the Badlands. That would be kind of awesome. Oof, Inti and Shrapnel Blast. So I'm gonna take Inti with a pretty like sizable distance down to Shrapnel Blast, but let's see. Shrapnel Blast is good with Sapphire, Cleave to some extent, Skull Clamp, Blood, Treasure, even Rabid Battery. So I want to wield the Shrapnel Blast, and I think I'm going to. Inti's awesome. So best card in the pack is Solitude by a mile. I don't think Tribal Flames makes any sense. I'm gonna take Sir Ginger. It's just a 3-power 2-drop. It's nothing crazy. It's just fine card. Here's Firebrand versus nothing unless I want to take the Blackcleave Cliffs. I guess I should check my playable count. I think I need to take a playable here. Yeah, let's take the Firebrand. It's okay to give up on the Fire Covenant in the sideboard. That's fine. And I mean, if I get a late Blood Crypt or Badlands, it's back on the menu. So, oof, this deck is looking super strong. Even like the direct burn spells to finish off the opponent, like Burst Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Fire Blast, and I think I'm gonna wield the Shrapnel Blast even. Okay, let's take a Robber. This pack doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, I've played Dragon Engine before. It's not terrible, but the cheaper the better. Hasty, all of that stuff. Ooh, that's my favorite 4-drop. Hellrider is definitely my favorite 4-drop. The thing about Hellrider is it doesn't even have to attack itself. Kind of like Gut. You can just sit back and attack with bad creatures, and then all of a sudden you can kind of force through damage you're not supposed to. Yeah, this deck is looking so good. I have high hopes for this deck. So let's see if I go 14 mountains here. I have kind of, oh my god. Yeah, I'm sad I can't get the Confluence, but getting Broadside Bombardier here is just amazing. Like, that's so good. It's just another card that forces through damage and makes your like bad cards that kind of run out of steam have value in the later stages of the game. Fire Confluence, insane card as well. So let's see. Oh, there's a Proving Ground to go with my Scalding Tarn and my Oliphant. I actually think I got there on the sideboard. I'm gonna pass on Chandra, but that's fine. This card doesn't have anything. I'll take Call Against Command. I did wheel the Shrapnel Blast. That is awesome. Now I don't think I can wheel anymore. Now I think I'm done. So let's see here. Ancient Tomb, how good is it? It's good with Sir Ginger, Gut, Lelia, Bombardier, Hellrider Fury. Maybe it's not that great. Maybe I don't play it. Is it crazy to cut Ancient Tomb from this deck? Hmm. Yeah, let's see. Let's see about that. So also something I have to ask myself is playing Oliphant better than a Mountain? It's gonna be in the late, like super late game. I can cast it. Oh yeah, it also puts a creature in the yard for Channeler. Okay, so I think I am gonna run that card. So I want to go to. I want to play this amount of mana sources. I feel like. Let's see, 13. So that's 17 total with some colorless and some spell lands. It is possible that the Mutavault is not. No, I think Mutavault is going to be good. So I need to cut a card. So right now, what am I looking to cut? It's probably the Embercleave, to be honest. The thing about Embercleave is it's sometimes a win more card. Like, if people can throw a wrench in your plans, kill the first couple of creatures, then it just doesn't do anything. So maybe it's fine. I'll just do a quick artifact count for the Shrapnel Blast once more. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. 5.5 for Shrapnel Blast. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5.5. It's not the most reliable, but I think it's good enough. Yeah, this looks awesome. I'll go with this, and hope to. I guess I'm playing the Scalding Tarn as well because of Channeler. I almost forgot. And then I have some good sideboard cards. I have a plan of Fire Covenant, Proving Ground, maybe one Swamp instead of like Mutavault or Ancient Tomb, probably for a creature matchup. Yeah, probably Ancient Tomb. I think that'll be a cool sideboard plan. Okay, I'm gonna submit this. Pretty straightforward draft once I found my lane. Let's see if the games are just as straightforward. See you guys there. Okay, round one, and we're on the play. So this is probably not a keep, or is it? I go turn one, mountain, turn two, ancient tomb, bombardier, attack, which is not amazing. It does make it so that my future draws are better, right? Because this turns anything into damage. I'm gonna mulligan here, but it's kind of insane that this card makes you think about a hand like that. Oof. I'm not sure mulliganing a 5 is better. I'm gonna keep this and bottom a mountain. Yeah, this is not ideal. Actually, with this card in the deck, I should play Plateau over a mountain. The opponent goes turn one Ragavan. Has to die. Robber's not bad. So let's get the robber going. It's kind of a must answer once, let's say I exile any meaningful card here. Then it's kind of like, oh, okay, we kind of have to kill the robber. I like that. Okay. Inti. Okay. So now the opponent has to block. And I have access to whatever is on. Okay, that's kind of bad. So the block is 4. Oh, because I played the land, I only have 1. Wait a minute. Let's see how this works. Okay, it probably doesn't really work. X is 1. Okay. So we can't get that to work. It's not like I click the card and then I kind of choose what mana I want out of it. I can't remember which card that was. Maybe like Gonti or something is worded a bit differently. Drawing the 5th land there was very bad. Like, I need to draw not lands. Just imagine I had a plateau. The plateau is a free roll. Yeah, it's just plateau over a mountain. Okay, let's see what this is. The opponent can discard if they want. Discarding here makes my block kind of juicy. Unexpectedly absent. When it hits Manamorphose. I think I like blocking here. Let's see what this is. Some kind of removal spell. The opponent still tramples in, which is annoying. Yeah, have to exile. And here's a Manamorphose. Figure of Destiny. The annoying thing about that is it's going to trade off the robber, so I don't get any mileage out of the prismatic ending. I need to hit something sick here. Lurus. Okay. So my opponent trades off there. I get to go Lurus. Robber. Okay, that's not bad. But yeah, 7 lands here. Very hard to do the trick in a aggro matchup here. Let's see. When it discards a planes, into does this thing. Apparition. Sick. So maybe I'm supposed to trade off that card? Kind of bad. And now the opponent can play the Apparition as a 2/2. They play Elite Spellbinder. They see a terrible hand here. 7 lands, 3 spells. That's just the worst. I do have some sicko cards like Fury, mainly. I think Fury will be my best draw. I feel like I should just kill that card. Get rid of the 3/1 flyer. The opponent did not play the Apparition. There's Blade Splicer. Fury. That's not Fury. That's land number 8. Okay, so we're playing against a Boros Pseudomere here, which historically has better late game. So definitely have to think about my my sideboarding. I believe the Fire Covenant is going to make an appearance. And there's Bombardier. So yeah, the opponent is handily crushing me here. The opponent can just throw away the Ragavan token to the Bombardier to kill my Inti. That's awesome, right? I think it's more damage if they let me block. But maybe not, because then I can just block a 3/3. Don't think it matters at this point. So the opponent can just fling the token now, kill the Inti. I still take 6. If they did it before, I would take 7. Oh, they fling that card. Okay, that's fair. But that card represented. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like that play. But this game, the opponent had a lot of room for error, so maybe it's not that bad. So let's see. I don't like the Ancient Tomb if I'm gonna spend life killing my opponent's stuff. So let's put a Swamp and a Proving Ground in there. Let's also play the Plateau over a Mountain. So now I just swapped the lands, I believe. So let's see. What is not the best card against aggro? I think Pyroblast is quite bad. So right now I have 1, 2, 3 sources of red. Where did my Oliphant go? There it is. 3 sources of... No, 4 sources of black. Okay. 4 sources of black is not that bad. I think that's okay. Do I have anything else I want? I mean, the Call Against command is probably quite strong. Maybe I can cut, like, Shrapnel Blast. Oh, how many? So now I have a bunch of red, 4 black, but I think Call Against command is worth it. Okay, so we sideboarded a little bit for the fact that our opponent is another creature deck that can, realistically, like outmuscle me. I think it's good to make those adjustments. This hand is fine. I have basically creatures locked down, and then Lele is trying to dodge a removal spell. So this hand has a good game plan. It's funny because I might never find black mana, but Fury is just like, oh, okay, but this is something to do with your uncastable in hand. It's like the Force of Will. Like, that's how it's been for blue for ages, right? Where it's like, oh, this card is situational. But, I mean, it pitches to Force, so it's fine. Pearl is sick. Inti. Yeah, I think I have to kill that Inti. Two, one. The dream is obviously the opponent went like turn 1 drop, turn 2 drop, and then I can kill both, but not this time. So let's see. The opponent showed everything like 3-1, flyer, bone, golem guy, etc. Luris. Luris is annoying because I have to kill it. I keep drawing lands here. It's really not ideal. If this Lelia doesn't stick, I think I'm in trouble. Ginger. I mean, all my opponent needs is just like Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Flame Slash. Just kill that card and I'm in big, big trouble. I think they showed Path last game. Don't path me, opponent. They don't path me. Okay, so I actually get Lelia going. Let's see. All against command. Horrible draw here. Another uncastable. That's how it is sometimes when you play 2 black cards with 4 sources. Okay. Opponent gave me a free card. It doesn't look like I can kind of convert that sloppiness into anything. Let's see. The opponent gets to filter with Fable here. They discard Absent. They must have a very, very good hand if they don't like if they want a random card over no very good cards in the deck, I guess. If you want a random card over Absent. Sick. Savine's Reclamation on Luris. The opponent gets a treasure from Shaman attack and can then play Inti from the yard. Yeah, this is a bloodbath. There's Inti. Rabbit Battery. That'll draw me some cards. Burst Lightning. Oof, I'm in really bad shape here. Now the opponent is going to get a reflection into play. They keep attacking. They even have a land that can get in there. Apparition gets rid of Firebrand. Yeah. I'll take 4. I need something kind of magical, and Fire Covenant is gone, and I don't even have the black mana either, so I need to like hit some creature I can clamp away, and then kind of just draw insanely well from here. Draw some more cards. Lavamancer. So let's see. Grim Lavamancer. I'm gonna take like 10. Yeah, this is just over. I already used my Fury. Yeah, we got dominated here. It was a beating. The opponent did a good job. I mean, obviously, game 1, my land spell ratio was terrible. I'm never going to beat any deck with those draws. But in general, I feel like this deck is not as fast, but it has like more staying power built into it. So I think it's not a positive matchup. You kind of have to like get Clamp going without, being in the middle of losing, right? So the opponent did a good job of, like, I even got to swing twice with Lelia. The opponent didn't care. There's the land I was talking about. So yeah, this is a lot of damage. This is 11 damage. 12 if the opponent discards. I'm just gonna let my opponent play this out. I don't think there's any way I can win this game. It's way too late on drawing the swamp as well. The opponent even hits a playable card off the top. So the one card that I saw in the draft that could get me out of this was Fiery Confluence. That would have been beautiful, but not this time. Not this time. All right, that'll do it. I'm now 0-1, and I'll have to rally back. Let's see if we can do that. See you guys for round 2. Okay, round 2's here. And nice hand. I have turn 2 Epicure, turn 2 Gut if I want to. Don't mind if I do. That is a very, very good mana curve because Voldaren Epicure makes basically just 2 wizard squares, and I don't care about either, so very, very... Oh my god. Bombardier, the draw for the turn. That is absurd. I'll sacrifice the blood here. I think that's fine. Oh my god. This is absurd. Is this a turn 3 kill? I think it is. That is a very good turn. Turn 1 Epicure, turn 2 Gut. Then what if I go Bombardier, sacrifice the Epicure, get in for 2, 4, plus 8, that's 12. Then I can fling the Gut. That's 17 damage on turn 3. That is very good. Okay, so we play against green. Our black splash might see the light of day once more. What did I cut last time? So Mutavault and Ancient Tomb for Proving Ground and Swamp. Then I go Fire Covenant. And I need to cut a card. I don't think I'm going to bring in Culligan's Command against that deck. I think Fire Covenant is going to be fine. Also, want to swap the Plateau for Mountain. We already established that. Maybe it's just Shrapnel Blast. But Shrapnel Blast can finish off opponents. Yeah, you're not wrong. Shrapnel Blast. I think that's going to be fine. Nice draw. Sometimes you get draws like that, but you can only get draws like that if your deck has those kind of 1-2 punches in it, right? Okay, the Mox kind of saves this hand because going turn 1 into is pretty awesome. I guess if the opponent plays some kind of mana creature, I have to kill it anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Tapline is a dream. Reclaimer. Bombardier. Okay. Get the Reclaimer out of there. So the cool thing is the Mox alongside the Bombardier is kind of awesome. I feel like the way to play this is to use my mana and go Bombardier. Then next turn, before like first main phase, I can go into attack. Most likely discard the Oliphant. Doesn't really. Oh, I guess it fixes my black. Okay. So maybe discard the mountain. Let's see. Ooh, Manglehorn. That's a cool one. Manglehorn. Epicure. What am I discarding if I go into here? Maybe I just discard the Oliphant. I think it's fine. I can attack freely with that card because it has Menace. Gonna make the Bombardier grow. I hit a Grimlavamancer. That's cool. So then I could go Link, Grimlavamancer, second main phase. I don't care about the Manglehorn. The only reason to care about Manglehorn would be the opponent going land natural order. Or they are leaning on Gaia's Cradle to... Okay. I kill it. My board kills so quickly that I think it's good to kind of cross off the nuts off the list. Okay, let's play that card. The opponent sucks that concession here. So I play Lelia. I attack. Yeah, this is just so absurd. So I discard the Epicure. Gives Lelia trample, makes it a 4/4 with trample. Then the opponent can not really do anything. I mean, they can chump like the Intip to prevent 2, but most likely they won't. So they'll take 4 plus 3 plus 2, that's 9. Then I can fling them down to 1 if I want to, or just... Didn't matter. I drew my good cards, I guess you can say, and I easily beat my opponent. Let's see if we can finish this off in style. Don't go anywhere. Okay, it's round 3, the final one of this draft. I'm playing mono red. I'm currently 1-1. I was about to say 2-0, but that's not the truth. I got utterly destroyed round 1. This hand looks great. We can curve some good stuff. Let's see. We can go turn 1 Channeler, turn 2 Bombardier. I think just getting the Channeler into play holds some value. Mother of Runes is a good one. I think I have to kill it right away. Ooh, baby! Nice. The opponent goes Solitude here, which is very sad. Do I have to go Fury? I think so. This is action. But I think Mother of Runes will be too much later. Sure, Ginger, that's not terrible. So let's just attack, play 2 drops. So I guess how do we play against I guess we play like this. We play the best against Reprieve and Mana Tithe at the same time. Reprieve it was. So hopefully now the Firebrand is able to force through damage. Okay, never mind. It eats the plow. There's a copter that doesn't do anything. I'm gonna hang on to the land because I play Voldaren Epicure. Can't remember if I have anything else. I have Inti. I have a few reasons to hang on to it. Apparition is a good one here. Or Ginger is out of there. Now the opponent can start trade damage favorably. Go to 18. I've gained some life here thanks to... Oof. It's not good. When the opponent discards a solid spell, it's really not good. Yeah, I really like my hand, but I guess just Solitude, Mother of Runes, and Swords of Plowshares, even with Apparition, yeah, just too much stuff. And there's a Time Walk. There's a loot off the copter. Yeah, this is looking very, very grim. I can't really see myself getting back into this game. The lens, then you can crew with the Rebel and equip over to draw a card, even. Yeah, this is over. Equipping the Skyclave, I take 5, the opponent draws a card, then loots. That's a big, big, big beating. So funnily enough, the Fire Covenant is gonna be sideboarded in against all of my 3 matchups. I guess sometimes you just play against a lot of aggro. Okay, so the opponent really got to do their thing. Didn't really. It's just how it is sometimes. So get rid of Ancient Tomb, Mutavault, Mountain, add Plateau, Proving Ground, Swamp, remove Pyroblast, Shrapnel Blast, add the 2 black cards. Do I like Flame Tongue enough to bring it in here? I mean, I should, right? And then what's the last cut? That's not really gonna help me. Is it Hellrider? Hellrider's like an offensive 4. Maybe I can do that. Okay, down a game here, and we need to rally. This is a great hand. Problem is we saw swords out of the opponent's deck, but I hope their answer is a creature. I want Ragavan. And if it gets killed, we can just play from here. It's not really a big problem. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to Solitude. No Solitude. I hit a land. So now, I feel like if I get Lele into play, the opponent is going to be in pretty big trouble. Because now I have 2 insanely good creatures. Let's see what the opponent can time walk into. Something like, what's it called? Skyclave would be amazing. Portable Hole on the Ragavan. Okay. I can live with that. Let's see if the opponent also has an answer for Lelia. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Stoneforge into Batterskull. Channeler. I don't want to sacrifice my Lelia, so let's attack first. Flametongue Kabu. Uncastable right now. So now I feel like I should go Channeler, then Arc Trail. I've realized I'm not respecting days here, and I'm ready to get punished. I think when I haven't seen it, it's a good way to play like this. Mountain, do I want Mountain? Mountain doesn't look very interesting. No days. I have 2 types in my yard. Let's see. The opponent's now 1 mana off from just casting Better Skull. Glimmerlens as well. Okay. So what I can do here is I can go Bombardier, kill the Rebel. I think that'll be good. I guess let's see what's under the Christmas tree. Kill, sacrifice. So the good thing is I have 2-drop in hand. 2-drop will kill the germ. There's Battle Skull. When it gets 1 more counter on the staff. Land? I guess I bottomed the land at some point. Place for Ginger. And let's not get solituded. We did not get solituded. So let's see what we're hitting here. Land. That's a land. Kill the germ. Get in for 7. Land. Inti. Pass. And the opponent needs some very awesome stuff here. Desperation, draw off staff. Can you do it? Flicker Wisp on what? The skull? Okay. Skull comes back. Lavamancer, a nice draw. Let's see. We need to kill that. We have Inti, so if we can give Lele a trample, I think my opponent's just dead. So let's go attack, attack, attack. Yep, and that's over because I can fling the Firebrand, kill the germ, discard my last card in hand, give Lele a trample. That means a 7/7 trampler is coming. This guy has menace. Yeah. So the cool thing about these red cards is they're also they're good standalone threats, but they're also just insane together, right? Okay, so Spatter Skull is bad news, but I brought in the Culligan's command, and I have an Abrade, so and a bunch of ways to kill the Stoneforge, so gonna be fine. But it's just a great card against my deck. Let's see if we can take down game 3. So we have Ragavan on the draw, which isn't like amazing, but it's still like forcing the issue. And I have a removal for the first creature, so obviously a decent hand. Turn 1 Copter. That's fine. Play Ragavan out. Also, the Fire Covenant is going to be awesome if I see black mana within like a foreseeable future. There's Stoneforge Mystic. So sadly, that card requires a removal spell. That's just how it is. Nice Abrade. That's going to be awesome later. What I could have done there, and I guess I should have given it more thought at least, was abrading my opponent's mocks. But I'm not a big fan of those kind of plays. I don't think, and you have to locate the spots where you have to try and get lucky, right? That is a good draw. Esper Sentinel, great draw. Okay, okay. Fire Covenant. So what happens here if I play the swamp and I attack with my guys? Is the opponent just going to trade off the Sentinel? And maybe that's okay if they do. If they make the Copter and Fire Covenant, I do give my opponent a card. Maybe that's fine. If the opponent just takes the 1-for-1 trade, I think I like it. Okay, the opponent does that. Now I'm gonna give my opponent a card, which sucks, but I'm gonna kill 2 permanents, so it's like a 2-for-2 here. Yes. The opponent could have Solitude or Swords to Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares it is. Okay. But that was like, they needed that. Now I'm in a kind of a weird situation where land is a good draw because of Flame Tongue. Spells are always good draws, so. Let's see. I think this game is kind of even now. This looks like a Time Walk. No? Blade Splicer? Okay. The opponent has Batter Skull in hand. And this game might go long. I could see killing my opponent's Mox now. I don't think that would be insane. I feel like if I do that and pass the turn, I can kind of see what's going on and then decide what to blood away. Kind of play this a little bit slow. I think maybe the Robber. I feel like Flame Tongue would just be such a good play. There's the Time Walk that we didn't know about it, but it was definitely part of our thoughts once we saw the opponent fetched Breeding Pool. The opponent found the 3rd land there. Which kind of makes the Pearl, the Abrade on the Pearl look a bit worse. I'm now at 12. There's Flicker Wisp on the Blade Splicer. Yeah, that's going to be too much. I think that's going to be too much because now the opponent has like big first strikers on the ground and even a flying creature. Yeah. Way too late for this Flame Tongue to do anything. Maybe I have to draw like Arc Trail. That's like my out here, I feel like. Arc Trail would kill kill off Blade Splicer and Flicker Wisp, and then my Flame Tongue can kind of trade with the 3/3. I have to take this damage. Maybe I prevent 3 damage here. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Let's take the damage. I'm at 12. The opponent is now 1 land off of casting Batter Skull, which is a disaster because that was kind of my only chance that I was kind of winning between my opponent, getting back into the game. And yeah, that's just not gonna do it. I guess we give it a go here. Seasoned Pyromancer trying to draw the Rick and Art Trail. Okay. And here's the Emperor. Awesome. Awesome play here, to be honest. Yeah, this game was... This match... So many choices, and I'm not sure I made the right ones. The Covenant play, you can argue. The Abrade play, you can argue. You can argue a lot of things here. So what do I need to draw? Like Elegance Command? Alright, that'll do it. I didn't draw my I didn't draw a very good land spell ratio, but I didn't necessarily play that great either. So when my opponent's missing land drops, I smell blood in the water with the Abrade. I feel like I'm not really in a great spot, so trying to get lucky there seems okay. And it just really doesn't it just doesn't plan out, right? It really didn't work. The turn where I played Fire Covenant, my other option was play Seasoned Pyromancer, but then I would have to discard either a Braid or a Fire Covenant, and it just didn't seem very good because those cards were, you know, going to be good throughout the match. So, yeah, not really sure. This deck was awesome. The result doesn't reflect it, but that's how it goes sometimes. You have to play the games out. You have to play well. You have to be kind of lucky as well. And I don't feel like I played perfectly. I had like kind of miserable draws in at least like half of the games. That combination is tough to come back from. I didn't do the deck justice, but yeah, it was fun to play some more red and not to mention some more cube. And I'll definitely do that tomorrow again. So yeah, don't be a stranger, and see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.